Hi there. In this video, we'll be covering how do you hire a ghostwriter. Choosing the right ghostwriter could help you take your message to new heights. So you'll definitely want to pay attention to these tips. By the end of this video, you will learn how to recognize your ghostwriting needs and how to interview prospective ghostwriters. And stay tuned until the end of the video for a free resource I think you're really going to enjoy. Let's dive in. Before hiring a ghostwriter, you really need to understand exactly what it is that you need help with. Is it a book? Is it an essay? Is it a speech? Is it something else? There's so many specific types of ghostwriting that can be done. Well, some people do ghostwrite in many different forms, like essay writing and book ghostwriting. As I do, other ghostwriters might only specialize in a specific thing. So before you start engaging a ghostwriter, it's important to understand exactly what you need, understanding the scope of the work, and then finding ghostwriters who are experienced in that area. A big question for anybody who seeks ghostwriting help is understanding whether you want to hire an expert or a generalist. When you hire an expert, I look at this as a more specialized thing, that this is a topic that you really need some background in to be able to ghostwrite effectively. I think of a lot of legal types of books that you would require a legal background to be able to write them and ghostwrite them effectively. Whereas a lot of other projects, general understanding is all that's needed. You know, a lot of times when I start working with a book ghostwriting client, they'll ask me my background and my credentials. And I actually like that I'm not a complete expert in their space. I don't want to be. My goal is to help bring out the story and to understand who their audience is and connect the audience and the message. You know, I don't need to be an expert, because if I was an expert, as a ghostwriter, I could write the book myself. I don't need that other person, the other author coming in to help me tell this story. So it really depends. It's really important to be able to understand what your needs are. But if you're focused on broadening your audience and hitting a wider audience, you probably want to work with a ghostwriter who's a generalist, who is going to approach your story from a story mindset and not a specialized niche mindset. When considering ghostwriters, interview them, talk to them, have them send you samples of their writing. Talk to the people that they're recommending. Talk to their references. Talk to previous clients of theirs and see how the work went. See how they enjoyed the process. See what they thought about working with the ghostwriter. This ghostwriter-author relationship is one of the most profound and meaningful relationships that you're going to find. You know, it's not quite a therapist-client approach, but it borders on it sometimes. You know, there's a lot of emotions, there's a lot of trust that needs to be built. You know, there's a lot of deep work needed to effectively work with a ghostwriter. And you really need to find somebody who's in lockstep with you, who can pick up things, who is quick on their feet, who is easy to talk to. You know, it's not somebody that needs to be in line with everything that you believe, but it's somebody who's going to engage you and bring out your best, because their goal is to bring out your best story. You know, and to that point too, you want to make sure it's somebody who's not, you know, treading over your story and trying to tell something of their own, that they have specific vendettas or focuses in mind that they need to get their message out. This is your story. And you need to find somebody who's in line with telling your story in the best way possible. You really want to talk to them, spend time talking to them, get to know them a little bit, learn more about them, and make sure that you have a good rapport, because this is going to be potentially a long-term relationship, and you want to find somebody who you connect with. When I think of this process, I think of one of my ghostwriting clients. He had previously worked with another ghostwriter, and it just didn't work out. So when I started working with him, he was jaded, he was frustrated, you know, he was disappointed, and it took a long time to build that trust. We actually worked on a book together, and I since have done lots of other ghostwriting support with him for articles, emails, and other things. And it's so special to see this relationship building and growing over the course of multiple years. This is a years-long relationship, and it's special. But when you're thinking about hiring a ghostwriter, keep that in mind. Like, this could be a long-term connection. This could be a long-term relationship, and you both could grow together. So you want to be able to take the right steps at the very beginning to make sure you're making the right choice. I've seen how easy it is for authors to get ripped off by bad book ghostwriting and the damage it can cause when an author hires the wrong ghostwriter. And I don't want that to happen to you. If you're planning to work with a ghostwriter, then you definitely need to watch the next episode. I'll link to it on the screen. It's called How to Hire the Perfect Ghostwriter for Your Book. In that video, I cover where to look for ghostwriters, more about interviewing ghostwriters, and how to sign a contract that's fair for everybody. Remember, a good book can change your life. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.